Good afternoon, guys. This is Mr. Prince Maths and Science class, and in this video I'm gonna be talking about the laws of indices. The laws of indices. So the first law of indices I'm gonna be giving is the product law, which is also known as the multiplication law. Okay. So for the product law, it says that you need to note that when you multiply numbers with the same base, you add their powers. For example, we have a raised to power m times a raised to power n. That will give that will be a raised to power m plus n. So this is the product law. And number 2 is the quotient law, or you can call it division law. So when you have something like a, the rule says that when you divide numbers with the same base, you subtract their power. For instance, you have a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n. That will give us a raised to power m minus n. Okay. Number 3, we have power of a power law. Okay, power of a power law. It says that this law says that when a power is raised to another power, you multiply the indices. So for example, you have a raised to power m into raised to power n. So you multiply m and n together, so that will be a raised to power m times n. Okay. And number 4, we have the power of a quotient law. Power of a quotient law. And the power of a quotient law says that when a fraction is raised to a power, the power applies to both numerator and denominator. So for example, this is it. We have a over b all raised to power n. So you distribute the n on a and b. So that will be a raised to power n over b raised to power n. This is the power of a quotient law. Number 5, we have power of a product law. Power of a product law. And in this one, it means that when 2 or more factors are raised to the same power, the power applies to each factor. So for instance, we have a, b all raised to power n. So you distribute the n on a and b, so that will be a raised to power n times b raised to power n, right? So now let's go to number 6. So we have the zero index law. Zero index laws. So this one means that any number except 0 that is raised to the power of 0 is 1. Anything raised to the power of 0 will give us 1, except 0. So let's say we have a raised to power 0. A raised to power 0 will give us 1. 5 raised to power 0 is 1. Okay, that's the zero index law. Number 7, we have the negative index law. And negative index law is a raised to power minus n. So that will be the same thing as 1 over a raised to power n. So that's the negative index law. And the negative index means reciprocal of the base raised to the positive index. Okay. So now number 8, the last law that we need to know. Number 8, we have the fractional rational index law. So let's call it the fractional index law. Okay. And a fractional index means a root. A fractional index means a root. So let's say we have a raised to power 1 over n. Is the same thing as n root a. Okay. And we have a raised to power m over n. So we do n root a, and a will be raised to power m. Okay. and then it will be n root a all raised to power m. So for example, if you add 8 raised to power 1 over 3, okay, so when you say 8 raised to power 1 over 3, it's just asking for the cube root of 8. We don't need to write 1 here because it doesn't make any difference. So 8 raised to power 1 is the 8, so we can write it this way, okay. So cube root of 8, we know that the cube root of 8 is 2, okay. And now, for example, let's say we have 27 raised to power 2 over 3. So we do it like this: 3 cube roots of 27 all raised to power the squared. So if we do this, if we do the cube root of 27, the cube root of 27 is 3, okay. So 3 squared, 3 times 3 will give us 9, okay. Okay, so now we are going to do some examples on laws of indices, and we are going to do examples on all the laws. So like the first question is the multiplication law, the product law. So we have 2 raised to power 5 times 2 raised to power 3. So we'll just do 2 raised to power 5 plus 3, and that will be 2 raised to power 8, okay. Number 2, we have p cubed times p raised to power 5 times p squared. So we do p, all of them have the same base, so we just do p raised to power 3 plus 5 plus 2, okay. 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, so that would be p raised to power 10, okay. Number 3, we have 3x squared plus 3x cubed. So 3x plus 3x is give us 6x. 6x, so now let's add up the powers together. So 6x raised to power 2 plus 3, that will give us 6x raised to power 5, okay. And number 4, we have a raised to power 9, b raised to power 4. This is the quotient law. This one has to do with the quotient law. So now what I will do for number 4 is that I'll take the powers, I'll take all the bases that are the same, I'll put them in one place and do for the other one just to make it easier. So that will be a raised to power 9 minus 3 times b raised to power 4 minus 2, right? So that will be a raised to power 6 times b raised to power 2. So that will be a6b2. Let's just put it as a6b2, okay. Number 5, we have m raised to power 8 and divided by m raised to power 8. This one we can just cross out each other, but let's just follow the quotient law just to make it much more easier for people who don't really understand it. So that will be m raised to power 8 minus 8. That will be equals m raised to power 0, and I said anything raised to power 0 will be equals 1. So m raised to power 0 will be equals 1, okay. So number 6, we have 2 raised to power 4 all bracket raised to power 3. So we multiply this one. So this one is the power of the power law. So that will be equals to 2 raised to power 4 times 3, okay. That will be 4 times 3 is 12. That will be 2 raised to power 12, okay. And number 7, we have y squared all cube and all square and square. So now let's do these two first. Let's do these two first. So let's do y into 2 times 3, right? All squared. So y raised to power 2 times 3 is 6. Y raised to power 6 times 2. Y raised to power 6 times 2 will give us y raised to power 12. So that's the answer for that. And number 8, we have m raised to power 5 n squared all squared. So we will distribute 2 to multiply 5 and 2 to multiply 2. So that will be m raised to power 5 times 2 dot n raised to power 2 times 2. So number 8, we have m raised to power 5 times 2 dot n raised to power 2 times 2. So that will be m raised to power 10 and n raised to power 4. Okay. Number 9, we have 5pq all raised to power 4. So let's just distribute 4 into this, 4 into this, and 4 into this. Okay, so that'll be 5 raised to power 4 times p raised to power 4 times q raised to power 4. Okay, so that will be 5 raised to power 4 is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 25 will give us 625. P4 Q4. So that will be the answer for that. And number 10, we have 2a squared b cubed all squared. So let's use 2 to multiply each of them. 2 squared dot a 2 times 2 dot b 3 times 2, right? So what do we get for that? We get 4 raised to power a 4 b 6. So number 11, we have 2 over 3 all cube. So let's just distribute it into these two. So that will be 2 raised to power 3 over 3 raised to power 3. Okay, 2 raised to power 3 is 8, 3 raised to power 3 is 27. So we get 8 over 27 for that. So number 12, we have 3a squared over 2b. So let's use the square to open up everything. We expand it with the square. 3 squared a squared over 2 squared b squared, right? So we have 9a squared over 4b squared. So that will be the answer for number 12. So number 13 is an example of the zero index law. Like I said, anything all raised to power 0 will be 1. So that answer will be 1 on this one. That one is easy. So now number 14, we have 2 raised to power minus 3. This is a negative index law. I mean the fractional index law. So this one we can just do 1 is the same thing as 1 all over 2 raised to power 3. Okay, and that will be 1 over 8. So number 15, we have 2 over 3 all raised to power minus 2. So we just do the same thing like we did for that. Okay, so we just do 1 over 2 raised to power 2 over 3 raised to power 2, right? So that will be equals to 1 over 4 over 9. And then when we do it as a normal fraction, this one will come up, 4 will go down. So that will be equals to 9 over 4. Okay, so number 16, we have 16 raised to power half. So an easy way for us to do it is that we'll try to find. Now 16 is a perfect square. It's easy to find the square root of 16. So we know that the square root of 16 is 4. 4 squared is the same thing as 16. So we'll just bring it out to 4 squared all raised to power 1 over 2, right? The 2 will cross out each other. So that will be 4. Okay. So number 17, we have 81 raised to power 3 over 4. We have 81 raised to power 3 over 4, right? So we just do 81 is the square root of 9, and the square root of the square root of 81 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so that means if we multiply 3 4 times, we should get 81. So that will be 3 raised to power 4, close the brackets, raised to power 3 over 4. Okay, so this 4 will cross at each other. So we have 3 raised to power 3. Okay, so that will be equals 27. And then the last one, number 18, we have m raised to power minus 2 n cube all over m cube raised to power n over n minus 1. Okay, so this one, let's just bring out the sides with the same base together. So m raised to power minus 2. So 3, when 3 is coming up, it's going to change to minus. So minus 2 minus 3. Okay, and then n with 3 minus 1. Okay, so that'll be 3 minus 1. So m minus 2 minus 3 will be minus 5, and n 3 minus 1 will be 3 plus 1. Okay, and then the final answer will be m raised to power minus 5 n raised to power 4. So that's it for loss of indices. So all the examples I did touched all aspects of the loss of indices, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So make sure you like, comment, and if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section, or you can send it to my email. And peace out.